Hey guys, so we're going to do a reading. So I woke up with the phrase, I'm going to keep your pretty mascara from running. So somebody wants to take care of you, okay? So one of the main things that we're going to talk about with this collective is I just keep hearing there's always somebody or something in the way. There's always a third party. Like, there's always something in the way of whatever this is that you want to come together. I'm noticing on my Caribbean Cal site that there's like a C. So copyright could be relevant, but I'm also noticing it as like a crescent moon as well. So something about that could be relevant. Anyway, there is something with this collective where you are trying to figure out when it comes to a certain situation, whether this be for a person, a job, like whatever it is, it's something that you've had your sights set on for a long time, okay? Or been like wanting to go after, but it's like, again, there is always something in the way, okay? So whatever kind of third party this is, whether it be a job, another relationship, a person, whatever it is, I'm even seeing like when you're trying to have conversations with this person, it's like people interject or they place their own opinion, or it's just there's something always in the way. And so what you're trying to figure out when it comes to this is if it is the universe trying to separate you from this or protect you from this, or if it's you allowing these third parties to get in the way because of some lesson that you need to learn, whether it's like standing up for yourself or not. There's a song actually that I heard this morning and I downloaded it. It's in my notes for this. It's called OFPP, something like that, where it's about like not allowing yourself to be a doormat anymore, not allowing people to walk all over you, okay? So there is something about trying to figure out what essentially this third party interference has been for, whether this is actually for you or not. We're going to figure that out. I feel like a big thing about these third parties getting in the way, it could be that you were allowing this to happen and that you were learning a lesson, or this was divine protection from you for going towards this, okay? But the other thing that I'm kind of getting is that whoever is in this collective, you are such a grounding energy. There's something really important about earth energy, grounding energy. I'm also hearing kindred soul, but you are such a magnetizing energy, a healing energy, a pure soul that people, and I feel like it's matched with this person. So I feel like really we're going to be talking about a love situation more than anything. You and this person, you guys, like your vibrancy radiates is what I'm hearing. And it's like you attract these other people getting in the way because they just want to be a part of the energy. They just like whether they feel it, whether they realize that they feel it or not, they feel that like something big is here, okay, when it comes to you and this other person. And so there could have been like people trying to purposely intervene because they were jealous of the energy, but I feel like for the most part it's more like your magnetism is attracting them because they want your healing energy. Not necessarily in a negative way. They just want to be a part of it, okay? But I feel like there is a big amount of jealous energy when it comes to the collective I'm going to be speaking about, and constantly dealing with those third-party interferences because of the fact that they wanted what you had, okay? Whether it came out that way or not. So I feel like one of the things, and one of the readers that I follow actually talked about this yesterday, I believe, where it's like these energies would put you down and like make you seem like what you were doing was wrong or like you shouldn't be doing it. But then the next day they would go and take over that energy or do that thing or dress that way, you know? So it's giving fan behavior, honestly. I don't know why I just said that, so that's really funny. So yeah, that's going to be kind of the biggest thing that we're talking about with this collective. And I feel like you just could be processing like it's kind of giving that missed opportunity sort of energy. I'm also hearing the one that got away, where you're processing like, oh, that really does constantly get in the way. But the thing is what I'm seeing is like two people, when you focus your energy on each other and like really, it's almost like the world kind of falls away. Everything blurs around you and you're just with that other person. But like when you're in an energy of like not really protecting yourself or trying to like focal point on whatever this energy is between the two of you, it's like it's easier for these other energies to just get in the way, to interject, to stop, to pause. Okay. The deck that we're going to be using is what I consider my masculine deck because of the simplicity in this deck. It's got a lot of animals, so your spirit animal or whatever could be in here. I don't know why I'm saying this either, why I'm describing this deck. It's interesting. So somebody could be like trying to get more into tarot, understanding of it, maybe just divination altogether. I also just heard divinity. But whoever this is could be a very traditional, valued person is what I just heard, but also they could just be very like simplistic, think inside of the box. And now again, I'm hearing that song where it's Cody Johnson, the painter, where he talks about how this person came into his life and added color to it when he was really only seeing things in black and white. So I feel like something about that is relevant. The other thing I kept hearing was Kane Brown's song Heaven, and I just kept hearing the line, everybody's talking about heaven like they just can't wait to go, over and over and over again. The other thing that this collective, sorry, this is going to be a long talking piece, I guess, but the other really important thing with this collective is two things can be true at the same time, okay? So it's realizing that dark and light aspect to everything, realizing the balance that it takes to everything. So it's like what they're bringing to me is kind of what I was talking about in that reading from a couple days ago, where I talk about, you know, whoever this is took things so personally into deceiving themselves, really having a hard time removing their ego out of situations when people were hurting them. The thing that I want to say and why they're bringing this to my attention is when I'm saying like don't try not to, and I know it's hard, not take things so personally when somebody is, you know, like possibly rejecting you or cheating on you or lying to you or whatever, okay? Because their intention 9 times out of 10 is not thinking of you and trying to hurt you unless they are seeking for revenge. And what I'm not trying to take away the fact that what they're doing is wrong and disrespectful and, you know, hurting you. I'm not taking away from that hurt. But the easiest way to get out of that hurt is to realize it wasn't about you. It was about them and what they were going through and what they needed, okay? And now they're bringing to me that I saw this woman talking on this talk show where she talks about trying to place empathy into situations before judgment, because most people, when they're doing something out of character, it's because they're going through something, okay? So there is something about that in this collective learning that. Going back to that third party energy where I was talking about it, wondering why when there is clearly a stop sign or a red light in front of you, you keep just inching forward more and more instead of like paying attention to the sign, okay? Something about synchronicity is really important. I feel like I said that earlier, but maybe not. There is possibly something about somebody feeling really torn, like they are going to have to futuristically make the choice between two things, and I'm not sure what that is, but I feel very strongly that that's relevant. The other thing though is like somebody is like willing to fight against these third party energies, okay? The song No R&B by Mooney Long is really important, and it's almost like when it comes to this person, shit can get real ghetto is what I just heard, okay? I don't know. I also keep hearing in the club, we all fam, so something about that could be important. Go ahead and go to the next part for the card reading.